Hello and welcome back to the Final Whistle podcast. This week, myself, Bobby, and Adam are going to be talking about this weekend's Premier League results, and we're going to let Bobby moan for a bit about Arsenal. Let's start off. We'll go with Liverpool because we've got Adam here. 4-0 win against Wolves. What do you make of it?
I think it's great, to be honest. What's it, Gallagher?
Really?
Yeah, I think it's great. Can you believe it? I know. Gallagher, honestly, amazing performance from him. I didn't expect it from him, to be fair. I expect maybe at least a goal or two.
Bobby's just being weird. Would you said a good performance there from the keeper? Would you then put him now as backup to Adrian instead of Adrian?
His name right. That's the first thing they've got to do.
Hey?
They spelled his name wrong on his shirt.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
Someone's getting fired. Someone's definitely getting fired.
Now say that Adrian's further down the list. That's 2 games he's played now, I think. Champions League and that.
Yeah. He's got 2 clean sheets. No, was it clean sheet on Champions League? No, but I know he got the win. I can't remember. That's poor. But I won't put him back up purely because he's played 2 games for us. Yeah, he's won both of them, but it's only 2 games. See how he does in future games, and maybe he carries on with this good performance, and maybe stick him as backup. But...
Yeah, single-handedly won the games, as Adam just said. I think it's more because of Joel Matip in defence. Clearly, clearly better than Virgil van Dijk. Flog him for 100 million. And then another result that it was an interesting one. We saw Olivier Giroud come back into a bit of form recently. Chelsea beating Leeds 3-1. Bobby, do you think that Leeds could have put up more of a fight, do you think, considering how hyped up they were?
I mean, I'll be totally honest. I didn't watch the game, but I saw the highlights. And I think, from what Giroud said at the end of the game, he was like, that's one of the hardest teams he's played against, physically. So I think Leeds are clearly a really, mentally a good team and physically a good team. I think it's just that little bit of end product. You saw it against Arsenal. They had so many shots. They hit the woodwork. They hit the bar. I think, Bamford, he steps up, he gets a goal. But then I think you've got to rely on some of the rest of the attackers to actually get some goals. Because I think if they did, then they definitely could have, gotten some more out of that Chelsea game. But yeah, I think definitely they'll just need to get some more goals, really.
Well, Bamford's 5th top scorer in the league, joint 5th with Harry Kane, 8 goals. Top of that list, Calvert-Lewin with 11. Leeds are currently 14th in the league with 14 points. So that's, it's 10 points off top of the table with Tottenham and Liverpool. Adam, you think that it's going to be a close, obviously we know it's very close this year compared to the last 2 seasons. Do you think it's going to be UV Tottenham, or do you think Chelsea can get it? They're only 2 points behind.
Well, I think it could be, Arsenal could come back from what we know, because we're 10, 11 games in now, and anything can change for the rest of second half of the season, because we're not even halfway through. But hopefully we stay up top, and hopefully it does stay quite close, because that'll make things interesting.
That is ambitious. That is ambitious.
I'm helping you, boy. I'm just...
Yeah, he said that Arsenal could be up there.
They're whole 15th... What are you, 15th?
Yeah, they're 15th.
No, it's 16th if Brighton win.
Yeah, it's 1-1 at the moment.
The thing is, Hector Bellerin has given away more foul throws than goals we've scored since October. So, there's always a silver lining.
Just looking at the Brighton-Southampton score at the moment, it's 1-1. Let's go to the match stats. BBC
Rose scored a penalty.
Sorry to tell you, Bobby, that they've had more shots than Southampton, so they're being a better team. You got to be worried. You might be dropping, even closer to the relegation
Championship football next season.
Fancy a day trip to Forest?
Yeah, we'll have to when Arsenal play Forest.
I'd love to see that game.
No, joking.
It'd be jokes as well if Forest did win. That'd be great.
We'll still lose, honestly.
Have you seen the state of our team at the moment? It's at 21st. Brilliant.
21st?
Oh, yes. We're not going to mention that, though.
Is that equivalent to Arsenal's 15th? Or
Pretty much, yeah. Well, 24th is Derby County, so it's fine. They're bottom of the league.
Sheffield United are last with 1 point, by the way, in the Prem. I was just gonna bring that up. Derby have obviously got the record for the least points. I think it's 11 in the Premier League season. Sheffield won that.
Do you think that Sheffield are gonna beat them this year? They've got 11 games, no wins, 1 draw, and 10 losses. Bobby.
Ooh, I mean, they were really unlucky to not get a point against Leicester. You know, Jamie Vardy's coming in and he just does what he does. You know, scoring the counter-attacking goals. But at the end
Wiping
of
out
the
corner
day,
flags.
And then snaps the corner flag in half.
exactly, that's what we like to see. Well, no, actually, no. Wait, you know what I mean? Like, it's funny, but yeah, I don't know. There was videos last year of like, can Sheffield United secure Champions League qualifications, and now they're sat in 20th, and everyone was like, no, they're not going to get the second season syndrome. They're going to be all right. I was like, I mean, can you really think of anyone in that team noteworthy? Like, that's actually like who is there?
There's a centre back called O'Connell. He's injured at the moment. Class.
Oh, he's injured, is he? Oh, he gets it from you.
There's quality David McGoldrick up top.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Oh, and Ollie McBurney.
yeah, he got the goal
Yeah,
against
McBurney.
Leicester, but that didn't really help.
You got John Lundstrom, isn't he quite good, apparently?
Well, obviously not too good. That's at the bottom of the league.
Yeah.
But then other results, another team not doing so well, West Brom lost 5-1 to Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Really not very good. Conor Gallagher, who's on loan from Chelsea, I think, got the goal for West Brom, but then Palace scored an own goal. Zaha and Benteke ripped them to shreds, which is not something you'd hear very often.
It's like classic Benteke. Which is
See-
Zaha scored too, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so did Benteke, and then it was a furlong own goal for West Brom.
Can I make another point back to Sheffield United? The team
Of
they drew
course.
against was Fulham, and it was 1-1.
How
Thrillers.
many goals have they scored? Like 5 goals this year.
Sheffield.
Yeah,
1.
5.
Yeah.
They scored 5. Burnley have scored 5. Fulham have got 10, and Arsenal have got 10.
But then if you look at goals conceded, Sheffield United have conceded 18. I think the worst in the league conceding is West Brom. They're on 23 goals conceded.
I'm shocked, you know, considering Liverpool and United both conceded by like 5 goals in one game.
If you go to United, beating West Ham 3-1, it seems that whenever Solskjaer is coming under pressure for his job, he just kind of puts out a few results and then goes back to letting them lose.
He changes
constantly.
it around even at half time. They're 1-0 down, and then they come back on, and you know Pogba scores a worldie. You know, I'm talking about Pogba actually. Have you seen what his agent said?
Yeah,
Pogba has no future at Man United and stuff.
Where do you think he could? Where do you think he could go off to? Who would take him? Who could pay for him?
Would he go back to Juventus?
I was
don't know.
thinking that, yeah.
Depends if they get rid of Ronaldo.
Yeah, apparently Chevrolet have said that they'll pay for Ronaldo's wages if he goes back to United. Don't know if that'll actually happen, but
There was rumours about Ronaldo going back to United for his last like 1 or 2 seasons, wasn't there?
Get coached by the PE teacher.
Yeah, it's been going on for years, isn't it? I mean, United get linked with everyone, so it's only really like they only get the crap ones. I mean, they didn't really do anything in the summer transfer window. They bought Tellez, who looks all right. He was kind of a fault for the goal, apparently. And then who else? Van der Beek, he's
Done
they're not
nothing.
playing him.
Cavani's done all right.
Oh yeah, he's been all right to be fair. But he's not that longevity. He's like, what is he like, 78 right now or something?
I think you should kind of look at. I think they should build a team of people who've been linked with Man United just over summer transfer windows. Like you could have Sancho in there. You could have quite a lot of players, to be honest. Do you think that they could do a Ronaldo Pogba swap? Or do you think they try and sell him?
I don't know if that would be worth it. You know, Pogba, they could probably sell him for a decent amount. He's still in his prime, even though. I mean, I don't rate Pogba. Like Matthew and Robbie, they're saying that they think he's world class on his day.
They are Man United fans,
but how can you be a world class? Like, how can you be world class on your day? You're either world class or you're not.
Yeah.
And I think players like Bruno, he gets too much hate. I think he's a great player, to be honest. As much as it is pain to say.
I think he'd be a good. Bruno would be better off like doing diving, you know, or swimming around.
Yeah. Well, he got it was Pogba, Greenwood, and Rashford. He's got the goals for United in the space of 13 minutes. So obviously they've done something from here. United are 5th. They've got 19 points, but they got a game in hand above the rest of the top 4. If they win by 4 goals, which isn't very likely, I don't know who they've got next, but they could take Leicester's spot in the top 4.
I'll have a look.
I don't know how
They've
likely.
got Man City next. So.
Oh well, yeah, I
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
Well,
and then as we were speaking about earlier, Sheffield United after that on.
so they could get some points.
Mm.
If we talk about Man City, they beat Fulham 2-0 with Sterling and De Bruyne getting goals. De Bruyne scoring a penalty. And just to clarify, we're on a break. We were just talking about Adam missing penalty. So
Cheers, Harry. Cheers, mate.
very welcome. Now, Man City, they obviously won there, but it's Fulham, so not very challenging.
I did watch that game. It was really boring.
Yeah, they currently find themselves 6th on 18 points. What do you think's gone wrong for them this season, Bobby?
I mean, they got a thumping from Leicester at the start of the season, didn't they? And they really, it wasn't going that well considering the signings, and they just looked like they still couldn't defend. But I swear Guardiola, he said something now, he's increased his lenience on players. So no matter who you are, if you're not playing well, you're not going to be playing. I think that's why he left out Laporte a lot recently.
Mm.
And I think, he's maybe starting to be a bit more strict on them as he can see they're slipping down the table. I don't think we can expect them to finish anywhere near, it's going to be 6th. I can't see them finishing outside the top 6 with how good their team is.
I can't. Sorry.
When Aguero comes back, I think they'll just start playing well again and maybe just scoring a few more goals, winning the big games, really.
Well, they can only hope, really, can't they? So I can't see them getting Champions League football either, to be honest.
Yeah, I
think they'll be lucky to get Europa this season.
Well, Aguero, who was in the Champions League the other week, I think was his first game back. I don't know how long he was on the pitch for, but he's definitely going to be vital for them as they come back. Do you think that this has kind of shown how rubbish Jesus can be? Because, to be honest, I don't really rate him. I don't see... Yeah, he was really promising, but he doesn't seem to deliver anything.
No, I don't really know. I don't know if he's actually is he a striker? I think he can't.
Centre forward.
Yeah,
and as we all know from Liverpool, centre forwards aren't really strikers,
Basically centre backs, aren't they?
Yeah, it's an interesting one for City. Obviously, they're given Pep the new contract earlier in the start of this season. Do you think, depending on his finish this year, that he could be looking for a new job at the start of next season, or do you think they'd just stick with him anyway?
I think they could. Did he have a 1-year contract extension, was it?
I think it was 2.
2 years, because it's usually 3 or 5, isn't it? So maybe they're going for this year, seeing if he can actually bring them anything. Because ideally, they want to win the Champions League, don't they? Because that's what they're still pushing for. And I can't see them winning that, honestly, with how a lot of other teams are playing. So I think it could be the last year for Pep Guardiola, definitely. I'd take him at Arsenal. Yeah.
I think you'd take anyone at Arsenal, wouldn't you, Bobby?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll bring it to that holy point of this, where we'll mention Tottenham beating Arsenal 2-0. Son's goal, which was actually really good, to be honest.
Yeah, it was excellent.
And then Kane getting a goal just before half time. Bobby, over to you. Moan for a bit.
I'm not going to moan, because it's just there's not much you can say anymore, because we were all desperate for Partey to play, because we were like, oh yeah, if he plays, we'll have a chance. And then he's obviously been rushed back, and now he's injured again. So he could be out for months, which is not ideal, is it? And then you've got, I don't know. It's just is Rob Holding really good enough? Granit Xhaka he's terrible. He cannot you get the ball and you watch us, and we don't go forward. We just go sideways or we go backwards. There's no spirit of the team.
There was on Instagram. I was just gonna say there was an Instagram post, and it was some tweet had gone out, and someone had put Xhaka's level is at Augsburg in Germany, and they replied, "Will pass" or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that as well. It's just I don't know. This whole Arteta thing, I was really buying into it when it was going well. We picked up a little bit of form towards the end of the season. We beat a couple of teams, and then we also had a good cup run. We won the FA Cup and then the Community Shield against Liverpool. But it's just the worst start we've had, however long. And you see, after 10 games, you get a gauge of where you're going to be competing in the league. There's no way we're getting. Some Arsenal fans were like, "Oh yeah, we're going to go for the league this year," and we're sat in 15th right now. So everyone's now screaming Arteta out, and I think it's a bit hypocritical, because you can't just have like a run of bad form and then sack your manager. But I do
Yeah.
think I'm questioning whether he's a bit inexperienced for the job. Like, honestly, I think he might need some help.
Adam, where do you think Arsenal are realistically going to finish this season?
I feel like they've become top half of the table, so like 1st to 10th. I think around 7th or hopefully 6th for them. They might be able to snag Europa League, but I think around 6th or 7th would be for them.
Also,
And what is Europa League? What was the minimum?
that's 5th, and then I think 6th, depending on the FA Cup, who wins that.
Oh,
I
is
think
it?
so, yeah. But
Oh.
I don't know.
Are you in Europe at the moment? I can't remember. Yeah, you
Yeah.
are in Europa League.
I don't know.
Yeah, FA Cup.
Yeah,
It's
so
been
you're-
too long. It's been too long.
I know. Your only hope of Europe really then is if you win the Europa
The
League.
Europa League.
And
Imagine
then
if
you're
we
in
win
Champions
the Europa League and we get in the Champions League, we finish like 12th in the league. That would be just dreadful.
Jammy, I think is the
Yeah.
word you're looking
Yeah,
for.
definitely.
There was an interesting thing I had seen earlier. It was also with Harry Kane. Obviously, he got the goal against you in that derby, and it was it was this thing that he's been doing, and he did it to Gabriel apparently. And
I've
what he
seen
does,
this as well. He just
backs
backs into
stop.
people.
He looks where the ball is, and the player's going to go up for header, and he just backs into them, so they
Well,
go and fall
he's
over.
going to break someone's neck when he keeps on doing that.
And
Or
it
he,
was
they
against
jump into
Brighton.
it.
He did
He's
it
done
to
it against
Lallana.
West Ham as well against Cresswell. He turns to Gabriel. He just like arches his back and goes into their legs, and then he goes on the floor in like a heap, asking for the foul. But he's just totally done it, so I don't understand.
It was when it was against Lallana, obviously against Brighton, and he won the free kick,
I know, yeah, it's just
which
stupid.
is, I mean, if it's going to work, it's going to work, and it's obviously it's Mourinho, isn't it? It's not. He's been told to do that very
Yeah,
clearly.
probably.
Obviously, Adam, we mentioned before about the title race this season.
Yeah.
Spurs are currently top of the table on goal difference. How well of a job do you think Mourinho's done since coming in about this time last year?
I think from the difference from when he was at United to now at Tottenham, I think he's done a good job. Because like when he was at Chelsea, he did quite a good job, and then he went to United and he fell off a bit. But I think he's come back with better managing skills than he did with the United, and I think he's done very well to get Tottenham up to first. And hopefully for Tottenham, he can maintain it. But for other teams, I don't think they want him to. But yeah, I think overall he's done a pretty good job for Tottenham as a whole. And hopefully, I think they might keep him for another few seasons.
It's interesting to watch, especially with the Amazon documentary showing obviously him coming in and showing how he's got like such a the level of squad compared to what he had at United. He said is like much better, and I think also the fact he's got backing at the club. I think that will help them.
Daniel Levy, you can tell that Daniel Levy likes him from the documentary. I think
that makes there's all the atmosphere of people outside before the documentary that Daniel Levy was just this tight guy that was just didn't really do much, but then the documentary kind of shows him in another way that how much he actually cares.
They're obviously going to make it to show him like that, aren't they? Because they're not going to do otherwise. But still, it was quite interesting to see him like that, to be fair.
Definitely. And then if we go to a final point, we talked to it before the recording. We mentioned it to Bobby about Arsenal and saying about obviously Arteta there. I think it was shown the other day that Emery had a better start.
Yeah.
Looking at Emery, Arteta looks like a pile of trash.
Nice choice of words.
But I know, got to keep it PG, guys. And then we mentioned beforehand about Wenger. Would you rather have Wenger as manager right now or Arteta?
I'd rather. Some people are going to be like, what the hell is he on about? But I'd rather have Arteta because as much as I have so much respect for Arsene Wenger, he's the best manager our club's ever had, one of the best managers in the Premier League. You can't keep going back. It's like you've got to move on. When things start getting bad, you can't go back to him because think back when we had him, we were finishing fourth, but no one was happy with it really. We weren't challenging for European success. And I think you see with United, they got rid of Fergie and you've got to go through the difficult period. It might take us 10, 15 years, but if we go back to Wenger, I just think we're just resetting, which is a bit pointless, to be honest.
Definitely. Well, that was all we've got time for today, especially with our lovely break, which once the edit's done won't exist. But you never know, we might release a little video showing our lovely outtakes. But thank you everybody for listening. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already to keep up to date with upcoming content. Don't know why I said outcoming. But thank you for listening. That was the final whistle.